Okay, today I'm going to show you how to make unleavened bread. It's really basically simple. I have my wheat flour here. I just get a very good brand of wheat flour. So this is what I'm using today. And I'm going to take a cup of that. 1 cup of wheat flour, kind of fluff it up in the bag. Get 1 cup out of there. I'm going to pour that in there. 1 cup wheat flour. Four tablespoons, excuse me, of sugar, and I'm using brown sugar. One, two, 3, 4. Quiet. Okay, sorry about my dogs, but I have 1 cup of flour, 4 tablespoons of the brown sugar, and then I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And this is what I have, the extra virgin olive oil here. 2 tablespoons. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to mix those up real quick before I add the water. Just want to make sure it's evenly distributed, the oil in there. Just make it like a cornbread kind of a consistency now. And I already have my grill. It's pretty hot right now. I don't know if you can kind of see the steam coming off of it. But it's already hot. It's at 350 or 375, excuse me. What's interesting about this wheat flour is when I put it on my griddle, when I know it's done, it like kind of whistles. It has like a little singing sound to it. And I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but you might notice that. It kind of whistles to you that it's ready to eat. So now I need a 1/4 cup plus a tablespoon of water. So I'm going to go get some water, 1/4 cup. Need my water, 1/4 cup. Let's see, that's a tablespoon. Bring that together. There's my tablespoon. I'm just going to keep mixing that together till all comes together. Start to come into a dough form here. If you need to add a little bit more water to it, go ahead and do that. Just be very sparingly because it will take it on really easily. So looks like mine is doing just fine. I just need to use my hands. Get it all together. Make sure you get all the crumbles in there. And I like making mine unleavened bread into like unleavened bread cakes, basically, because it's a little bit thicker than a cracker. They're just so thin, and it tastes so much better if it's like a cake. So I know in the old days when they say 11 cakes in the Bible, that's what they said. I prefer the 11 cakes. Anyway, compared to a cracker. Alright, as you can see, it's all together now. Nice dough. Now you don't have to let this rest. You can immediately cook it. Don't need to let it rest. So I am going to make 2 cakes out of this. So I'm just going to take my dough, form it into a ball. Just use my hands, kind of just squeeze it. Cut it in half. Now I have my 2 balls here. Take one of them out. Put it on my cutting board here. Flatten it out a little bit. Now it is kind of sticking to my board here. It's okay. It's okay if it sticks a little bit. You want it to be about maybe 1/4 of an inch on all sides. So I've rolled it out to about 1/4 of an inch. And then what I like to do is to take, let me get it off of here real easier. I've got a little thing that I might use just to scrape it off of here a little bit easier, maybe. It did stick that I didn't want it to stick, but that's okay. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take some butter. Take your butter. Dip your hands in your butter and just give it a good little bit of melted butter on it. It's going to make it taste amazing. Okay, and then I'm going to take that side, flip it onto my griddle, and I'm going to take a little bit more butter. I'm just going to rub it on the top. Ooh, it's sizzling. And then while that one's going, I'm going to go ahead and roll this next one out. Get that prepared. There we go. I said about 1/4 of an inch. This one kind of looks a little bit bigger. You never get the same size exactly, but that's okay. It's all right. We'll make this. Okay. And I'm going to just pull it up. This cutting board, I shouldn't have used this cutting board because it really is sticky. Okay. And then I'll pour my butter on that there. A little bit of a melted butter on there. Nice. And then I'm going to stick that one on the other griddle on the other side. Put that one over here. And I'm going to add top butter to the top of that. Okay. Then I'm going to take this off and get my, ooh, nice and brown. You see that? It's so crispy on the outside, on the very, very tips. It's going to be so nice. And I'm just going to take some paper towels, wipe off my board, my cutting board. And I had made some homemade grape jelly from our grapes that we have on our farm. I made a whole batch of grape jelly So I have a lot of it. And that's what I'm going to be using with it. If I can find it. So you want to use a little bit of grape jelly with it. That's great. Butter and grape jelly, that's pretty much all I really do with it. If you want a little extra butter on there, you can put some with it while you're eating it. It's totally up to you. But this grape jellies, there's nothing like homemade grape jelly. The stuff from the stores is so, I don't know, just doesn't even taste like the real thing. Once you've had the real thing, it's kind of like, well, what are they putting in there to make it taste like that? Because that's not how it's supposed to taste. So let me check this other one. Yep. It's nice and crispy on the outside. I don't think you can see that there. Let me try to take you over to here. See that one too? Whew. Nice and crispy as well. Look at that. Now what you're listening for is it to whistle, kind of a whistle that'll sing to you. And that's what I'm waiting for. I don't know if it'll pick it up on camera. It probably won't pick it up. But let's just start to sing. It just looks so good right now. And then I just cut it up into pieces, and usually that will last us a few days, and then, or I guess if we're really hungry, really greedy, we'll just eat a couple cakes, you know, and then I'll end up having to make it. When my kids were around, I used to have to make it big, like 2 or 3 of these or whatever, and we'd sit down and we would just kind of devour them because they would just love just to have it with, you know, with the butter and the jelly. You know, it's kind of like those chip things. You eat one is never enough. So, but this is how I make my unleavened bread. Let me see. Let me check it out. Okay, see, that's done. I'll take it out of here. And I will get my knife. Nice big knife. Yeah, let's see. Let's move you back over here. Back to my plate here. And I'll just cut it down the middle. Just cut that and that. And then I just cut it in half. Just big enough so that you can put the butter on there with the jam. And I'll just take it. I'll just take it like this, and I will dunk it right into my jam. I'm gonna eat that. So good. Let me turn that off. Huh. But sorry, I just had to eat that. But for those of you that want to try your unleavened bread, just to go ahead and cook it for the first time, please use my recipe. Try it, see if you like it. If you don't want to use brown sugar, you can use white sugar. For some reason, the brown sugar just gives it a little bit of extra. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's so much better with the brown sugar. And try it like that. If you have, you know, a better recipe, then use your recipe. But for those of us that are just learning how to make unleavened bread, this is what you do. And I hope you learned something today. Hope you enjoy my recipe of an unleavened bread, and thank you for watching.